If you thought tonight was going to be serious, well, you were wrong. Many of you know that I've attempted to entertain hospice daycare staff and Christmas parties. I've juggled, I've performed magic, but the height of my skills was shown last Christmas when I played the ukulele and we sang A Fairy Tale of New York in a duet with Barbara Murray. St Anne's Hospice is so well loved that even when people are only remotely connected to the hospice, you just have to ask, and people are so generous in their response. Two people like that are Paul Frost and Vincent Sheedy, who are local musicians from Salford. And not only did they kindly give me permission for me to use their song in something that we're going to play for you now, they agreed to appear in the video as well. They have albums on an album called Earthrise on iTunes and Spotify, and it's well worth a listen. Dr. Rhian Thomas joins us on the video, and I hope she's here tonight. She's one of those talented people who enrich our working lives at the hospice, but are also slightly annoying as you teach them a new skill and they rapidly become better than you. She'd never played a ukulele before she started at the hospice in February, and you can judge the results. Thank you, Anne-Marie.
You'll have your eyes closed, not knowing a thing. I'm taken to traveling, I'm taken to the road. I'm leaving it all behind, touching the moon.
Moon at its brightest, lighting the night sky, casting its shadow over me. Way out on the highway, it's me doing drifting, shaking the dust, and touching the moon.
A lonely figure against the landscape. It's a man out on his own. A silhouette out on the ground there. A silhouette that's touching the moon. I've taken nothing for the journey. I'm living where I can, with those who will have me. I'm wearing what I need, yeah, traveling light, sleeping in the hedges, and touching the moon. A lonely figure against the landscape. It's a man out on his own. A silhouette out on the ground there. A silhouette that's touching the moon.
The moon at its brightest, lighting the night sky, casting its shadows over me. Way out on the highway, it's me doing drifting, shaking the dust, touching the moon.
A lonely figure against the landscape. It's a man out on his own. A silhouette out on the ground there. A silhouette that's touching the moon. A lonely figure against the landscape. It's a man out on his own. A silhouette out on the ground there. A silhouette that's touching the moon. Touching the moon.
The first line of that song, which you didn't quite pick up, was "It'll be while you're sleeping, yeah, I'll be long gone." So that's why we chose that song. It seemed pertinent to a leaving do. Tim Jackson, who's one of my colleagues at Salford Royal, once asked me during an annual appraisal, "What will be your legacy?" My first reaction was, gosh, I thought it was Stephanie Gom that used to ask me tough questions at appraisals. So I thought, and I know that I'm proud of one of our links with Lithuania and how widely St Anne's is respected there. And I also recognise how many medical students and doctors we've inspired to deliver excellent care, how many local consultants and GPs have benefited from training at St Anne's. I also know that when Stephanie stepped aside from her role as medical director for a less able and experienced person to take over, I had a hard act to follow. But I can proudly say that after 18 years, I finally achieved something that Stephanie didn't. Yes, you've guessed it, I chose a much better replacement than she did. David, you are already much more accomplished than I am. We've witnessed your leadership skills across Manchester with the Palliative Care Advisory Group of the Strategic Clinical Network. And more importantly, feedback on your excellent clinical skills has even reached my mum's ears in Kendal from her friend at the WI. Oh, such a nice doctor came to visit my relative in Stockport. You're the first consultant to be officially endorsed by the WI. I first came across you, David, as one of your trainers at Spring Hill Hospice, and you soon learned from me the finer arts of the palliative care environment. That most important skill of how to look like you need looking after by the staff, securing much bigger portions in the canteen at lunchtime. Your training, however, to fully adopt the medical director role is not quite complete, and I have two small presents for you. So one's the turkey hat for the Christmas lunches for the staff, and here's your next textbook.
Thanks, Philip. I think.
Hannah, an equally good appointment to replace me clinically at Little Hulton. I hope you're enjoying your time so far in Canada, and I'll look forward to hearing how you get on when you come to St Anne's next year. The knowledge that David is now in the medical director role helps me retire without any worries. Another recent appointment that also achieves this was announced by email from Eamon. And he said, "We're finally getting a quality CEO. Well done, Rachel. You've been a wonderful colleague, and we are lucky that you came to St Anne's. You have an excellent executive team to help you take the hospice into a new era."
Thank you, Philip.
You're welcome. For me, the final bit of my retirement jigsaw slips into place as Eamon becomes the Director of Strategic Initiatives. Yay, we get to keep his high sheriffness. Dr. Eamon O'Neill, DL, MSc, BA, MSc, D-Arts. I wonder if that D-Arts is actually darts when he got 180 in the pub. Eamon, you are known and loved across Greater Manchester, and our capital appeal for the rebuild of Heel Green couldn't be in better hands. Also, there's been a special lady by my side throughout all of this. She's kind, funny, she hasn't minded when it's necessary to stay at work late. She has supported me through difficult times and not judged me when I got things wrong. So I want to show my appreciation with a bunch of flowers. Alison Roberts, these are for you.
Thank you very much.
Alison, you've been a great colleague. However, if the guests here tonight thought I was talking about my wife, they could have been right. Jennifer is all that and much more. And I'd like you to spare a thought for her. For next week, she gets twice as much time with her husband for half the money.
I'm leaving.
I'm so lucky to have found the specialty of palliative medicine. Not only has it taken my career to places I couldn't have dreamed of, ending up as the medical director of one of the largest hospices outside of London, it also gave me the ability to make a difference. Working with a team of like-minded people has been incredibly rewarding. And when I say team, I mean that in the very widest sense. The volunteers, including trustees, and some of you joined us tonight, doctors, nurses, allied health professionals, support services staff, and fundraisers. The greatest successes in looking after someone haven't come through clever prescribing, but instead being with the patient throughout their illness and providing a secure environment with a team to support them, whether that's in our inpatient unit, day centre, or community services. To talk about a legacy to some extent invokes the past, but working at the hospice, we've always tried to look forward. We try to have a can-do attitude, and although we look after people with life-limiting illnesses, the hospice has to be about people living their lives. And we're often told how surprised people are that it is a happy place. This year has shown us especially how we need to look ahead and adapt and cope and respond to challenges thrown at us. Some people have been kind enough to say, "What will we do without you?" However, St Anne's attracts highly motivated people, and so as we look forward to the future, you must instead say, "Wow, look at what these new people bring to the hospice." Thank you.